to the left coast with the undefeated lightweight Eric Puente, who next Tuesday night takes on Tuesday night, correct? Takes
Yes.
on Diego Elizondo as part of the Top Rank Summer Series that's been shown live on ESPN over the last 3 weeks or so. What's happening, Eric?
Nothing much, just here training. Just got finished with my second training of the day. Had my little salad, and now I'm here resting. I'm gonna train again later.
And we're gonna get into your salad in a minute. I got some notes about you. I understand that you're quite the culinary guy. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a little bit. So talk about everything what's going on. What have you been up to the last couple months? Obviously, with a lot of stuff that's been closed down with the COVID-19. How were you able to kind of stay in shape and keep your mind right towards boxing?
Well, the beginning of the year, in January, I started getting into training, and I'm blessed here at my own house. My dad, he built me a gym, so in the back we've been going hard since January, thinking that we were gonna get a fight in March, so we needed to get ready. And the whole coronavirus thing happened, and although it was a tragedy, and it's still going on, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because I got to get my body ready. I had to get more time, and originally we thought it was going to be in March, then it moved to April, now it's in July, but hey, we're going to do it, and we're going to go out there.
So you have like a full size gym in your house. So you have all the bags and all the needs of someone who's training for a fight. That's all right there in your house.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to touch base. Obviously, you're signed with Split Team Management, one of the top management groups in the country in boxing. Talk about being lined up with Dave McWhorter and that great group.
It's been a blessing, I've just been, trying to get into the game, work my way up, and if I feel good, having David on my side, because he really knows the game, and he knows the ropes, and I'm confident he's gonna lead me a way that I want to go. So, I'm feeling good, and I'm just gonna follow his instruction and just keep on pushing.
And like you said, you're trained by your dad and also Robert Garcia. So talk about that, having your dad and also, who's an emerging trainer in his own right, but also having Robert Garcia as well with you.
It's really nice, because he has a lot of fighters too. And whenever we go to his gym, he always has a good work for me. And it honestly is something that I'm very grateful for, because, throughout all these years, we fought with him in the amateurs too against some of his kids, and we've just built relationships. So my dad and me have always been the ones that have been just going and just getting bigger and getting bigger, and we're thankful that we have a person like Robert Garcia to help us and give us sparring and stuff.
Yeah, just get back to the home gym. You got everything there, like you said. You got a ring and everything. I mean, what's it like? Is there ever a time you can't fall asleep? You just go down to the gym and knock some steam off at 2, 3, 4 in the morning?
Nah. I like my sleep, So whenever I have to go into the gym, I go 100%. But then when it's done, it's time for me to go back inside and watch TV or something,
You got this fight with Diego Elizondo next Tuesday night. Talk about that. What do you know about your opponent?
I know that we faced in the amateurs, and it was a couple years back, but I'm confident that my game plan and everything that I'm gonna go out there and what I've been studying to do, I'm confident that I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna perform, and it's gonna be a good show.
Playing some highlights of your pro debut with Eric Puente here. Have you been watching the fights over the last couple weeks? See how, I know you're not there, but, they're talking about being in the bubble and things you can and can't do. How do you feel that's going to affect you one way or the other?
Honestly, I'm not really sure. I kind of just have to go and follow the instructions and kind of just play it by ear. But I'm just thankful that I'm able to get this fight right now, and that I can go up there and even if I have to be in the bubble, I'm glad that I can be there.
Have you ever fought? I mean, obviously you've only had 2 fights. You're 2-0. Have you have thought about fighting in front of basically no one in there?
No, it's gonna be new to me, but we're gonna have to keep pushing through, and it's gonna be something new, but it's gonna be good.
You mentioned about all the great work you get down at Robert Garcia's gym. I believe you've sparred with I mean, literally the top of the game. You've been in there with Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, and Ryan Garcia, among others. What? Tell me about those opportunities, sparring with those big time fighters.
Sparring with Shakur Stevenson, it was a great experience. I got to be in the United States Olympic Training Center, and I sparred all types of people. But sparring with Shakur, he was definitely fast. But it's all about the timing when it came with sparring him. Sparred people like Hector Tanahara at Roberts. He's a really good fighter too. Lomachenko, that was a good sparring session too. I really enjoyed it. He's really fast, so it was a good little thing.
And also Ryan Garcia as well.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia. I went to go spar him a couple times. Yeah, and not too much of a challenge, but it was good work, and I enjoyed it.
Well, yeah, a little birdie told me that you've, again, it's sparring, but you may have gotten the better of Ryan Garcia. Is that something you could confirm or deny?
I can definitely confirm that.
Okay. Do you want to get into it a little bit, or?
I can't really talk strategy, but there's certain things that you could just see coming.
Did obviously you're only 2 fights in. He's about 20 fights in, and knocking on the door for a world title opportunity. But is that is he one of the guys? Maybe you have maybe a list of guys and their heads, and is his circled for something down the line?
Oh yeah, he's in my weight class. We gotta go and go through anybody who's gonna be in my weight class. So we're preparing, and we're gonna stay ready for whoever they want to put in front of us.
Now, obviously, 135 has probably the best young guns when you're talking Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia. I mean, obviously it's one fight at a time, but can you see you being in the mix with those guys at some point?
I've always been in the mix throughout the amateurs with those guys, and I did spar Devin Haney when I was a little bit younger, but we've always been progressing in that game, and when the opportunity comes, it'll be a blessing.
And also, you've also you actually defeated the 2000 prospective 2020 Olympian Keyshawn Davis as well. So I mean, you feel like you're being a little underlooked in terms of being a top prospect.
Well, I've kind of always been an underdog, and that just means that I have to work harder than the people who have the talent and the help and the support. So I might be underlooked, but hey, at the end of the day, the skills and the hard work is going to show. So,
how excited are you in terms of getting back in there with everyone who it's been months and everything like that, just trying to get back in there, and also in the same breath, what if I'm talking to you a year from now, what's Eric Puente's record?
My record, probably a year from now, I'm hoping to get at least another 5 more fights in, maybe 6 more fights, move up in rounds, and just see whoever they put in front of me, and I'm just going to want to do my best. If
you were to describe your style, what would you say would be?
I would honestly say I like putting pressure, but smart pressure, not just going there and brawling and, not moving my head. I want to go in there and I want to fight smart, fight clean.
Obviously, the main goal is to win, but you're going to be seen on ESPN next Tuesday night. How important is it for you to put on just a real good performance and literally announcing yourself as one of the prospects to look out for?
It's really important to me. I've been working hard at this for 11 years of my life, and the fact that I'm going to be in the MGM Grand, this big show, it's going to be televised on TV. It's a big opportunity for me, and I don't want to miss out on anything.
You said you've been, so I guess you started around age 9, and what got you into the gym?
Well, basically, my dad, from a very young age, he's always been interested in it. And, you know, in the beginning, I was kind of a little bit wary of actually getting into the game because I thought as soon as you step into the gym, they just hit you and you just get hit, and that's all there was to it. But as soon as I figured out it was jumping rope, hitting bags, hitting mitts, and just learning how to do all the footwork and all that stuff, I fell in love with it. So.
And I was going to say, my next question is kind of on the lines of, at what age did you say, you know what, this is going to be my job for a long time? When did you think that being a top flight amateur and a professional was, you know, really in your grasp?
When I started to, honestly, when I started to get into USA boxing and I started to win tournaments and it started to get a little bit bigger than just like shows here and there, I kind of saw it as, you know what, I can make this a job and this could be my career. But ever since I was young, you know, it's always been a dream of mine to become professional. So, you know, as soon as I hit 17, 18, you know, people were interested in me and people were sending me contracts, you know. So inevitably, I was gonna want this to be my career.
As everyone can hear, you're very well spoken. I understand you did well in high school. You had good grades. You're a good student in high school. What I mean what are like your interest in terms of outside of boxing?
Outside of boxing, well, boxing is my life. It's my work. It's everything to me. It's what I do 100% of the time. It's what I'm focused on, you know. But outside of boxing, I like to draw. I like to go on bike rides. I like to go on hikes with friends. I like to go to the beach and just have fun.
One other thing I heard, like I said, you know, I do my research here. I heard you like to cook.
Yeah, I love to cook.
So what's the Eric Puente go-to recipe? What's your specialty?
I love all types of pastas. I've always been into Italian food. My family is from the Little Italy, San Diego area,
Okay.
so I've always grown up around Italian food, you know, different types of pastas and meats and cheeses. So I would say chicken Alfredo with, you know, spices and breads and all types of pastas are my favorite. Yeah.
Are you a fan of the Cooking Network?
Gordon Ramsay, yeah.
Okay, there you go. How and actually on the same lines, you obviously you like to cook whatever, but obviously you have to keep a fighter's diet. So how difficult is it? You know, you maybe an idea pops in your head. You're like, well, I got to wait till after the fight or after camp or whatever. How difficult, you know, is that sometimes to, you know, kind of, okay, I'll save that recipe for later.
It's difficult, but you know, when I have time before the fight, you know, I'll eat some more bread and I'll kind of pig out a little bit more. But when it gets closer to the fight, that's when I really have to, like, you know, dumb down on all the things that I really have to watch and lose the weight, you know.
Terrific. Well, last couple questions. Anything you want to say to the fans out there before we see you on Tuesday night against Diego Elizondo?
Some things I want to say to the fans is, you know, I appreciate all the support I get from my family and friends. I work 100% all the time. I'm really dedicated, and you're gonna want to watch it. It's gonna be a really good fight. I've been training so hard, and it's not something you're gonna want to miss.
Well, we're excited to really have yourself announced on the world stage, the national stage on Tuesday night. Where can the fans find you on social media?
You can find me at eric.puente818 Instagram, and yeah, follow me there.
There you have it, Eric Puente. Thank you for a few minutes of your time. We look forward to seeing you on Tuesday night, and we're going to get you on before all your fights, and we'll talk to you along the way.
Awesome.